ask you, how do you get your ideas? And
I get my inspiration from life, nature, travel. I've been a lot of places, but I really love Africa because, first of all, when you get off the plane, you smell the earth. And everything in Africa that you is big. It's lush. It's the motherland, and you can really tell. And once you go over there, somebody's going to start speaking to you in a native tongue because they're identifying with you. Just like black people here, I call myself black because black represents the movement. My ancestors are from Africa, but I'm black because all the black power, the 60s, the turbulent times, the things that our forefathers and our ancestors sacrificed for, this is a result of it. Affirmative action, all the good things that we glean from that horrible passage. To me, that's black. It has power. It resonates. African American is just, I don't even know, why do we have to be so many different people? But anyway, that's a whole other thing. I don't understand why we have to be all these different names. But anyway, I resonate to black. And I see, I make jewelry sometimes with subliminal messages. Like I had a ring that I stamped out called In the Black. And that was to show black is positive. And what's in the black? Your finances. If your finances are in the black, then you're positive, as opposed to black magic, black, all this other negative stuff. So the thing about Africa is they actually use a lot of copper over there.
Yes, they do.
And their creativity is infinite. When I was there in Tanzania, something flashed on the TV. They have a lot of proverbs and sayings. And one thing that kind of resonated was, we are nothing but pencils in the hands of the Creator. And so that's kind of me, because I create. And I also, with Maya Angelou said, the more creative you are, the more you create, the more creative you become, the more you create.
Right. Yes.
And so those are, people ask me all the time how I get my inspiration and how do I keep coming up with things, and am I fearful that my ideas are going to run out? No, I just turn the corner all the time. I just keep moving, turn the corner, just like with my polar ice, just like with, the magic chain. I'm just a seeker of knowledge and information, and I just love art in all forms. And
when you're informed and you're authentic, your ideas come to you, like you just said, out of your experiences, out of what you see. But what you see optically is not eternal, what's really going out there. You see so much wider and so much bigger when you know who you are, and no one can take that away from you. And your God-given creativity is eternal. It just always is a time continuum. It just continues, and it grows and it grows and it grows. There's really no end to it.
Yeah, and one person I wish I could have met was George Washington Carver. I read this book called The Man Who Spoke with the Flowers, and he was a very humble man, and he used to get up at 4 o'clock every morning, and he recite the 121st Psalm, and actually I say that every day too. And he said that when you speak with something or when you interact with something, it will reveal all of its secrets to you.
Yes.
And I feel that that's the same way with copper. Copper is just, it's not static. Every time I'm at a show, somebody's always imparting some new copper wisdom on me. I don't know if you remember that your mom or your grandmother said if you had a cut, put honey on it.
Yes.
Well, you know why? Because honey is the largest dietary source of copper. Okay, and copper is an antimicrobial, meaning no bacteria can live on copper. And so therefore, the FDA has approved copper alloys as antimicrobial, meaning using in hospitals. You can wipe down stainless steel with all kind of agents and chemicals, but bacteria can still live on it. Bacteria cannot live on copper. And so It's a metal our body needs. It doesn't need any other metal. Like, it doesn't need silver. It doesn't need gold. In fact, copper's in silver because silver has like 5% copper in it.
Right.
Gold, if it's not 24 karat, is being diluted with copper. Copper is the soil of metals. It is a metal that always has different conversation. There's always something new someone is imparting to me regarding copper. And so it speaks to me. I like the silver and all the other elements, and I love gemstones, and I started doing jewelry when I was in the 10th grade at John Muir High School, my jewelry class. And I give back because I go to San Pedro High School, and they have a jewelry class there, and I inspire the youth. That's my thing. I think that with the arts and working with your hands and the process of putting things together, it's a system. For example, my jewelry starts with plates. In fact, this jewelry right here, with the plate, with wire that's formed into jump rings, cut and formed into jump rings, and tubing. And all the things that I make are based on parts. I just start cutting a bunch of parts, and before you know it, I have all kinds of parts and things that are evolving. And I might not have something for it right now, but I just start going at it. And I make
So you stamp this yourself?
Yeah, I stamp that prayer. I call it prayer plates. There's so many different things, that I get my inspiration from. Ralph Waldo Emerson, I get some things from him. From the Bible. I don't ever profess that I'm ever going to read the whole Bible or even have a desire to read the whole Bible, but I do use it as inspiration. I love inspirational things, inspirational messages. And
it's a good inspirational book.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
There's a love story to it also.
Oh, I know. Most people don't talk about the songs.
Song of Solomon.
They don't talk about that.
Beautiful.
I just, I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person because religion is the opium of the masses.
Okay.
They kind of like said, close your eyes and pray, and open up your eyes, and all your land is gone. That's kind of how the native people, close your eyes and pray and open up your eyes and let it go. But that's a whole other story. But I just, like I said, I recycle. I use my different wooden blocks. I mean, you have to be an innovator to make things easier to work with. And
you have to have that internal creativity always.
And it's process. How do you put things together? I mean, somebody say, how can you get from this and tubes and get to this?
Yes.
How do you get there? But you have to think about it. It's a process.
In the beginning.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I went to UCLA and got a degree in industrial design, but I've never quote unquote did industrial design for a company because they want you to draw. They want you to do all these renderings and all this highfalutin stuff, and I don't like to draw. I can if I have to. It takes me a while, but I can. I get the material and I start working it, and it evolves. This is called a mystery ring.
Oh, so gorgeous.
And how the mystery ring came about, like I talked about the stamp machines, you have to dial each letter and impress it. Okay, so if you're writing a phrase, you have to be totally mindful because you really can't see what you're typing, but you're stamping, so you have to be mindful and keeping your spelling correct.
Oh.
And one day I had a moment, and it was a piece of silver, and I stamped it incorrectly, and oh my gosh. So as what I normally do, I set something to the side because nothing goes wasted.
Yes.
And the next day I said, okay, well, what if I cut the plate in half? Then nobody would know the mistake existed.
Correct.
And so that's how it evolved. So, and also, a lot of times I want to have things kind of encrypted so people don't necessarily know, because sometimes if I say this is basically what I was inspired to say that day, It was a prayer, and I said, and sometimes I just say a prayer. I don't even know which prayer this is. It might be, cause me to hear thy loving kindness in the morning, for in thee I trust. Cause me to know the way wherein I shall walk, for I lift my soul up unto thee. So, a lot of people, when I'm selling, they're very sensitive about, oh, is it a prayer? Is it a Bible? You know, and it's not even about that. It's about me, the message. Doesn't matter what religion, what race, it's just about the essence of the message. And so that's why I just cut it in half so people don't know, and I'll tell them what it is because I'll know what it is. But that, and I use this, I love this piece of real estate right here because you can see the side, the front. I just really like that piece.
I like it also.
This one and the thumb. And then now, I did another thing where I was
Lovely.
I decided I was going to facet copper. This is called a copper carat. And here again, I bought a grinding wheel that was too aggressive. And I said, oh my God. But I never, when I buy something, a tool or metal, I never send it back. I just put it to the side, and then someday it'll have a purpose. So this particular wheel was so aggressive that when you lay your metal on it, it just grinds it down, and it gets so hot I had to have some water next to it to be able to dip it in there to cool it down. So that's when I started just arbitrarily making facets, and that's why it's called the copper carat. And that was a whole nother series. Faceting copper, a chunk of copper.
That is so lovely. So unique, so original. If you want to see this in other rings, you better come down to some of the shows and find her in booth number, whatever.
I'm not sure what's going to be. I'll probably be on the corner of Cannon and Little Santa Monica. And this is another ring.
You're talking about the Beverly Hills Art Show.
I do the Beverly Hills Art Show, and then I also do the Calabasas Art Show. So I pretty much, word of mouth, my website, copperdoc, COPPERDOC.com. But a lot of it's just word of mouth. People are looking for art. They're looking for creative stuff, and I make it so people can have it. And if they can't have my more expensive pieces, then there's something for everybody.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, this brings us to the end of this show. I can't tell you how my heart is palpitating because I won about 8 of her things or all of her things, and she showed me more things, more jewelry, couple jewelry on her computer, and it's like, I want them. There's nothing like her jewelry, nothing. Trust me on it. I have touched it, tasted it, and it's just wonderful. All right, CURX, this is the Copper Doctor. This is the person that you want to see. Thank you. For inviting us into your
You can holler at me
studio.
Thank you. Copperdoc.com. COPPERDOC.com. And you'll see some of my stuff there. You won't see a lot of my new stuff because it hasn't gone up there yet, but it'll give you a smattering of the intensity of my work. And it also has a FAQ page where you can hear about some of the different facts that we're talking about.
Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.